After 2 years, the real booty babes finally and officially decided to go.
Okay, this is part 2 of the differences between remote views, dream dreams, lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences, virtual reality experiences, mobile remote views, and possible AI dreams. Well, this is part 2, but the Asus cut me off last time. Yeah, I was gonna say some things, and the Asus tablet cut me off because I think it'll only let you. Now, my iPad 2, it would let me record infinity, but yeah, like the stupid Asus, it cuts you off after about 36 minutes. Yeah, I didn't realize that with this new technology stuff because they're afraid you're gonna steal movies or something. Because my old camera from 2005, it won't cut you off after, 20 minutes or 37 minutes. Yeah, so this Asus tablet, but for some reason the iPad 2, it didn't. Maybe it did after 2 hours or something, but it didn't cut me off when I had my iPad 2 because I recorded longer than an hour and it never cut me off. But I broke that one, and then my sister gave me this Asus tablet. And like I say, the magical minute mark is 37 minutes and it cuts you off. And it stops the video. But, yeah, so, I was gonna say about AI dreams. Well, I remember, I would be telling my stories on David Icke forums. And this one guy was like, he, had, one way or the highway thinking, and he would be like, oh, I suspect AI. And I'm like, what? No, I don't think so. Like, yeah, like all my experiences are AI. I mean, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But Okay, so I mean, I know the beings I'm dealing with, and I'm really attuned to them. But anyway, so now some dreams I think could really be AI dreams where your implant just bam triggers the dream. It goes by thoughts. Or if you're trying to talk to the being, the implant can record all that and then just boot out. If the aliens are being lazy, then the implant could just boot out a dream the next morning or whatever. But you can like really, okay, oh, the other thing I was going to say, okay, so the implant would be AI, and it could create some dreams. But normally they're kind of crappier dreams. Like, from the scale from 1 to 10, like a 5. Or, well, they could be, I don't know, anywhere between 1 to 10. But normally they're not, they're not going to be as good as what the aliens give you. But, the other thing what I was going to say was, okay, so the implant can create dreams, I believe. And like I say, maybe artificial intelligence is also where, like, it's just kind of floating around in thin air. Of course you can't see it or anything. It's just kind of like energetic. It is kind of like just pinging, bouncing off of other electronic devices. Like anything electronic or with electricity. And then it could just like, bam, ping to your brain, And maybe it can create dreams that way. But anyway, that's probably a stupid example. But yeah, I mean, when you listen to people talk about AI, you're like, go to sleep type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's complicated crap. But yeah, you can tell the difference if you think it could be a possible AI dream. Because like I said, normally it's going to be kind of haphazard. And like I say, it's not going to be like a really awesome lucid dream or virtual reality experience or out-of-body experience or remote view. It's going to be like, like a dream. And also, you could totally, in the dream, I mean, you can totally feel energies in the dream. And so, like when you wake up, you're thinking, I didn't really necessarily feel like a reptilian or a gray or whatever gave me, that encounter. Like they when the aliens give you, when they're creating the dream for you or lucid dream or whatever, you just know that it's them. And first of all, I know it's them because I'll tell them exactly what I want and they'll give it to me. And so that's a way to tell the difference. They leave the energy, their little imprints behind. The energy, of the dream, you can kind of tell. And like I say, the dream won't be quite as good. And okay, what else was I going to say about that? Yeah, so they leave their little energy and imprints behind in the dream. When you wake up, you're thinking, I know exactly, and I know their style. You know what I mean? I know exactly their style too. My beings that I'm dealing with. Okay, so like the morning of the 24th, I was talking to the beings, but the particular dream I got on the morning of the 24th, I believe. Like, that possibly could have been an AI dream, like where my implant listened to me when I was telling, the beings to give me the experience. It could have been AI because, when you wake up, you're thinking it was just a dream, it wasn't as good as, virtual reality experience or lucid dream. Or whatever, and like I say, you can feel the energy and tell. But like I said, I could be wrong. It could have been a direct, a direct creation by the alien, But But yeah, I don't doubt sometimes maybe your implant just, bam, tries to create dreams for you. You know, I think that's possible. But, you know, I could be wrong. But, yeah, so, but I was talking to the beings of that night of the 23rd or whatever. And I was just trying to tell them, you know, I want to just like fly, you know, fly forever and be weightless or whatever. You know, and I was just kind of in my brain, like, thinking of flying and stuff. And then, so the next morning I got this dream. And as far as I remember, I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't necessarily saying anything about roller coasters. As far as I remember, I was just trying to say I want to just like fly forever and maybe like fly up and down, or something like that. I don't think I mentioned roller coasters or a theme park or anything like that. Okay, so like I say, the alien, a reptilian could have, you know, gave me this dream, you know, directly, or like I say, it could have been an AI dream by the implant or whatever AI is. Like by my implant, because I know I have an implant on the top back of my head. And they put it in 2013. It probably was always there, but they probably just swapped it out. It's probably getting old or something. But yeah, so like I say, I mean, they leave total energies behind, or I mean, in the dream when you're, you know, dreaming in a lucid dream or whatever. So like I say, it's your psychic abilities just kind of telling you, like, you know, if it's a being that gave you that dream, or if it could be, it's just psychic abilities, you know, talking, you know that. I mean, I know that, at least, you know. And then, but like I say, some of my crappy dreams, which most of these AI dreams are kind of crappier dreams, and some of them are, once in a blue moon, I'll have completely fuzzy, and then, of course, after I wake up, I'm thinking, why was that so fuzzy? But like I said, I rarely have those. Those could be like your implant trying to create the dream or whatever, or your own brain trying to create it. But yeah, so just, you know, when you get good at this, you'll feel the energies in the dream, and you'll be able to feel, you know, and tell. But like I say, I talk to my beings, and I get direct encounters, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a dream, lucid dream. So I pretty much always know, you know, I know when it's a direct tampering by a reptilian, or, oh, and he did something very sexual 2 days ago, and it did transfer over to the physical body, and it was just more of a dream. And so, yeah, I mean, I know it was Joel that gave me that. You know, you just have to use your psychic abilities. Okay, so, this particular, but like I said, I was talking to the beings to just have that experience, to be like flying around, you know, up and down, down, or whatever. I mean, I'm normally pretty vague when I ask for experiences or whatever. Okay, so the morning of the 24th, okay, the being, well, I'll pretend like it's a being, but like I said, one of the beings, but it could have been an AI dream. Like I say, I don't really know. But when I woke up and everything, you know, it was more haphazard, of course. And you couldn't really remember from, you know, chronologically from the beginning to the end, you know. And, because like I say, normally the aliens don't give you shitty dreams like that. And, but like I say, I mean, it really wasn't a shitty dream. I mean, it was just, you know, it wasn't like the best of the best. But, like I say, it could have been. I think maybe I'm just trying to mind control myself or something. It could have been a direct dream by my beings, because the reptilians mainly give me all my experiences, but sometimes the grays. And so like I say, I don't really know. I mean, so AI dreams may not exist, and AI may not exist. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, so the being or whatever gave me this dream on the morning of the 24th, and I was in an enclosed amusement park ride in a big what what do you call it? A building, I guess. A big, and sometimes rides, like there was this ride at Worlds of Fun, the Twister or whatever, Cyclone. It was inside of, big building. That ride was inside. Now, in this dream, well, I guess you can call it a lucid dream as well. If it was a lucid, if I call it a dream, then it was probably like about a 7 on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best. And then if it was a lucid dream from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, I would say it was like number 2. But anyway, it was just crappy compared to what I normally get. Okay, so I was enclosed in this big, huge, it was pretty big, this big, massive building, and it was just one roller coaster ride inside this enclosed building. And okay, so anyway, okay, I'm trying to think here, because I didn't really plan on talking about it. Okay, and anyway, so this ride, it was designed to, it was like a normal roller coaster, like, just a normal roller coaster where you start up high and then you go down, and this ride was like way up high. But anyway, so because remember the night before I was talking to the beings and I was like, I just want to fly around, like weightlessly, just forever and ever and ever. And so this is what I got. Okay, so they stuck me in an enclosed building with a roller coaster, but this ride was designed to make you feel weightless. Like it was designed to totally make you feel weightless. And just totally weightless. The whole ride, the whole, physical roller coaster was designed, and when you rode it, was just designed to give you the illusion or whatever that you're just completely non-physical and completely weightless. Like no gravity or whatever. Like, what I'm saying? So anyway, so one part of the dream, I looked way up and then I saw, the people already on the ride and it was like way up there. They were, about to come down in their carts and ride, in the roller coaster. And this was like way up high. And there was one part of the dream where I was waiting, they do this a lot too. The aliens keep making me like, wait. And then it seems like I never do what I'm supposed to do. See, like I said, this probably wasn't an AI dream. It probably was completely by the reptilian. But when I woke up, I didn't, it was kind of haphazard and crappier. So I'm thinking, okay, that could be an AI dream. But I can't really remember feeling strong energies of, or my psychic abilities when I woke up didn't really tell me if it was an AI dream or if it was a direct created dream by the reptilian, but it probably was. It's probably directly related, created by the reptilian or possible gray. There wasn't any sex in it or anything, surprisingly. But, yeah, so I looked way up and I saw, people in the cart and they were about to like come down on the track. And so this whole dream is kind of like I'm waiting to get on the ride. And I never did get on the ride. But one thing that I did do while I was like walking around the building, not outside the building, inside the building, I was walking around inside, the building, like like as if I'm trying to go find refreshments or, the refreshment stand or whatever. I remember instead of like walking down the hallway to get to that area where I'm, like where I'm anticipating, okay, when is it going to be time to get on the ride? I was, instead of walking down the hallway, trying to, find the refreshment stand, and while I was waiting to get on the ride, I was not walking. I totally was like flying. I was flying to to the refreshment stand, all weightlessly, which was a total freaking blast. I was not walking, I was flying. And I remember having to concentrate to kind of like keep myself afloat. And like I say, I don't know if the alien programmed me like that, but they have done that a lot. That's why I know it wasn't an AI dream. It was direct tampering, direct creation. But they've done that a lot, where like I'm flying and then I'm getting heavier and heavier, and I gotta like concentrate and tell my brain, no, you're weightless. Keep yourself afloat, and then I'll become lighter weight again. So I was flying, and I was floating or whatever, flying and floating. Okay, oh my God, another thing anyway, so I was flying and floating to try to get to the refreshment stand. Oh, and another thing, what I was going to say was, oh my God, how could I forget this part? Okay, okay, not only that, but in the whole amusement park ride, in that whole building, one of the things that they had to do to give you the illusion that you were totally weightless, and even the cart was totally weightless, the roller coaster was totally weightless and all that, and ethereal. To give you that illusion, they had to create this constant air and breeze. I almost forgot that part. So I felt constantly this constant air like going back and forth, and this breeze, like constant air and breeze going back and forth. And oh my God, see, they mocked that. They mocked that cyclone ride. I think they went off my brain and mocked that cyclone ride back, 15 years ago or whatever, when I wrote it at Worlds of Fun. Yeah, so, okay, so, but anyway, I don't actually remember going to standing in front of the refreshment stand. But, like I said, at one point, I was flying down the hallway to observe, what was inside the roller coaster building, because I was anticipating, when am I going to get on the ride? So I was bored, so I was just trying to look around the building to see what was, I was trying to find the refreshment stand or whatever. And okay, so the other part was I finally, how when you go up to a roller coaster ride or any ride, there's big bars and gate. There's like a gate right there, and you can't go past it unless you want to get smashed by the roller coaster. So at one point, like after I was like flying down the hallway, so to speak, and the hallway, it was wide, it was large, it was really big, that part of the building, and it was over to the left side of the building. And okay, so anyway, the last part of the dream, or lucid dream, I walked up, and by the way, there was two things that I smelled in this experience, and I think one of them, like one of the things I smelled, I did smell something, but one of the things that I smelled, I totally like forgot. And the other thing that I smelled was like the soda pop. But I know there was one other thing that I smelled, man, and I totally remembered when I woke up for many hours, and then, see, it's been too long and I totally forgot. So I could smell things in this experience. Okay, but but the last part of the dream, or lucid dream, I was about to get on the ride, and I was standing there in front of the big bar, and I was like, let's see, I think it was like me, maybe a couple other people. I want to say my sister was standing there too. But so anyway, I was about the first person to take pick of what cart I wanted to get on, because I was first in line. And I was in front of this, the big bar that goes in front of the track. When the roller coaster comes up, then they open up the bars, and then if you're the first in line, you can kind of take your pick of what cart you want to get in. And I was the first in line. And I do remember thinking, like, wow, I don't think I want to be the first in line. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I guess I felt like maybe I was going to pick the wrong cart or something. Because I know I've had the experience before where I thought you would go faster if you picked the front of the cart, or one of the carts in the front, and I wasn't sure if you picked the front of the cart, like in real life. Like, I always thought, well, if you went to the front, would you go faster, or if you went to the back? So anyway, I was kind of having those thoughts. Like, I didn't want to be first in line because I was afraid I would pick the wrong cart and it wouldn't be as fast and fun or whatever. But I never did actually ride the ride. But like I say, in a way I did, because I still was able to float all down the hallway. So that was fun, you know what I'm saying? But they do that a lot, where I'm sitting there anticipating to do something and they never freaking make me do it. Pisses me off. And so anyway, so then here's the funny part. There was a man to my left, like 12 feet to my left, and way up ahead of me, past the roller coaster track where you're about to get on the roller coaster. Way past ahead of that was another man, and they were rolling around carts of soda pop. Some of the soda pop cans were 12 ounces, some were like 20 ounces. And, so they read that from my brain as well. But I can't drink soda pop. So I remember, like, one of the men would try to hand me the soda pop, and I would say, like, no, I can't handle that or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't accept it. But like I say, I did smell two smells in this experience. One was a soda pop, and the other thing, I can't remember, but the soda pop, it seemed like they had two flavors, like grape and like strawberry or something like that. Okay, here's the funny thing too. It was called Ever Ready. Yeah, it was called Ever Ready. And so then when I woke up, I was like, oh, that's the name of motor oil. That's the name of motor oil. And so I like went to my computer and I kept punching in motor oil, and I couldn't find any motor oil called Ever Ready. And then I realized it was the name of, it is a true name, of the battery. But anyway, they picked that from my brain, Ever Ready. And they made the cans of soda pop called Ever Ready. And so that was kind of weird. And so anyway, yeah, they get good at reading all these bits and parts of your brain, and even emotions and stuff like that. They stick in your scenario. And like I say, you can kind of feel the energy of the dream and know if it's a being that created it, or if it possibly could have been an AI dream, or maybe a little bit of both. But anyway, I had another awesome lucid kind of dream this morning, where they put me in, let's see, how much time do I have? They put me in a big ass house again, not a mansion, but this big ass house, and they'll repeat the same scenarios over and over again. They will repeat them over and over again, but they're not going to be exactly 100%, duplicate. But, yeah, so this morning, they stuck me in a house, a big, huge house, and, oh my God, I want to say now that I finally figured out, yeah, like in the dream, it was like a 3,000 square foot house, and I knew I didn't want to live in a house that big. But anyway, so they placed me in this, oh, yeah, this is another thing too. I mean, and like I say, if they want to leave their strong energy behind in a dream, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. I mean, like when they take me to Romania, England, New York City, I mean, it feels like New York City. It feels like Ohio. It feels like West Virginia. It feels like Florida. It feels like Africa. They've taken me to all those places, a million others, and I've never even been to 99% of those places. But in the experience, it totally feels, the energy feels like that town or country or state or whatever. So anyway, okay, so, man, I put shea butter on my hands. I love that smell. But it does smell kind of weird, but I like it. It's like a nutty kind of smell. nutty and smoky. To me, I think it smells more smoky than nutty. But I love it. I bought totally the organic crap. Grade A, unrefined. But yeah, that's some good stuff, man. Okay, so they stuck me in a house, and they give me this experience all the damn time. And it was a creepy ass house. The energy was creepy, creepy, creepy. And I knew the basement was especially creepy, creepy, creepy. And it's like I knew, and it seemed like I already knew that there had been murders and stuff, but the murders happened down in the basement, apparently. And that's why it just felt so creepy. The whole house felt creepy. And like I say, I already knew that. Like, people had been murdered down in the basement. And that's why I would not go down in the basement. But there was a couple other men that went down there. And like my brother that went down there. And I'm thinking, I'm not going down there. And I never did go down there. But they'll put me in houses. And they'll make me think that the basement is very creepy. And to not go down there. So I won't go down there. And, but I mean, the whole energy of the dream. I mean, it was the whole house was just creepy, creepy, creepy. And they do this a lot. They place me in houses. But in this particular scenario, it was like my uncle and my brother and maybe somebody else, they were trying to get me to buy another house for whatever reason. Maybe they wanted me to buy a bigger house. And while I was walking around like with my mom, it's like I was house shopping, with the real estate agent. But I can't remember exactly who the real estate agent was in the dream. But I was walking around, it's like as if I was house shopping. And the whole time I remember thinking, why do I need to buy another house? I like the house that I'm in now. And I was having these thoughts of like, okay, well, my house is like 1,350 square feet. And that particular house was large. It was like 3,000 square feet. And, but anyway, yeah, it was just creepy as hell. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of parts that I forgot because it was just a dream. But I'm trying to remember if there's any other important parts. Except for the one that I'm about to talk about. But yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's any other really important. Well, anyway. But anyway, I remember like I went into 2 bathrooms. The house maybe had more than 2 bathrooms. I don't know. But I went into at least 2 bathrooms. And they needed some major renovations. And of course, I saw some shitty ass houses, when I went house shopping back in 2011. I mean, some shitty ass houses. And most of them would say as is. And they were just shitty as could be. And too, a lot of those houses back in real life in 2011, a disproportionate was on a freaking corner, right there on a corner, on a main street. It's like, who the hell would want to live, That's why there's a disproportionate of houses like that, because people get sick of hearing the car noise going back and forth. Oh, but there was this one house that me and Mom went into, and it had the most creepiest freaking energy. And my mom felt it too, because later on she's like, ew, that house had a creepy, vibe about it. And I was like, oh, I know, didn't it? Yeah, she felt it too. But that doesn't mean that you possibly can't change it if you move in there. It just depends what happened in that house. But yeah, it was over there by the nature center, and it had freaking creepy ass vibe. Because of the skanks that lived there previously. But if it's not a hardcore energy imprint, then once a good person moves in with good energy, that all should be able to change. I mean, unless there's just some hardcore energy imprint on that land, I need to talk about that too. Yeah, so anyway, I went into 2 of the bathrooms, and they were large. They were very large, but paint was coming off the damn tubs. And I went into one bathroom. Paint was chipping off the tubs and the walls. It was like white. And the tub, the wall of the tub was only like I don't know, like 3 or 4 inches. And I remember thinking, that's not deep enough to take a bath, because I always want, I don't want a house with just a shower. I want to take baths when I want to take a bath. And so I remember thinking, well, I don't know if you could really take a bath in that bathtub because it was so low, the walls of the tub. The other bathroom, it was the same way, but the walls was just a tad bit higher. So I thought, okay, well, maybe you can take a bath or whatever. But so that was kind of weird and odd. Like, the alien did that because, like, they know, you know, I don't want to just, like, rent some apartment or buy some house where all it has is a shower. You know, you want to take a bath once in a blue moon. And, so anyway, that was one part of this creepy ass house. And, oh yeah, that's probably why they put creepy energy in the houses that I can feel, you know, in the experience, because they're mocking my brain. They're copying off of that experience back in 2011. Oh yeah, no wonder they've been doing that. Because they've been giving me a lot of experiences like that in houses or mansions. And, you know, some of those experiences are much better than a dream, but what I had this morning. Okay, and then the other cool part, here's the other cool part. Okay, so my mom had already, like, rummaged through all the damn drawers. Okay, the people that left the house, the house was pretty much, 99% vacant. You know, they left the house, the previous owners, and I know I'm forgetting a lot, because I know there was something about those owners that previously owned it, some situation with them, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know I'm forgetting a lot about that. But the previous owners, because they had to leave the house for some reason, and I can't remember why. Crap. But anyway, see, that's what I'm saying about these dreams. You're gonna forget a lot if you don't hurry up and, like,